Good morning and welcome to Zen Fits here in Blackstone, Virginia, the center of the world. Beautiful day in Blackstone. Monday at our house, it's wash day. Well, at least my wife washes. So the title of this talk is How to Succeed by Failing. How to Succeed by Failing. Since I love TikTok, I watch a little TikTok before I go to sleep. And see a lot of I see a lot of Laurel and Hardy clips. I love Laurel and Hardy. I grew up watching Laurel and Hardy, and no matter how many times I see the same clip, the situation that the boys are in, I laugh. It's amazing. I see it for the first time, even though I've seen it hundreds of times. I see it for the first time. So what is going on with Laurel and Hardy? Why is it that I laugh? What is it that makes me laugh? And some of the best clips are when Laurel and Hardy are laughing. I mean, when they laugh, I mean, they just are total laughter. It's they're either total destruction or total laughter. So they're like a destruction team. If Laurel and Hardy come to fix something, your whole house will be destroyed. But with good intentions. With good intentions. So let's take a look at Laurel and Hardy to see why I laugh. Because they fail. They fail at everything. They're total failures. And yet they want so much to be successful, particularly Hardy. Hardy wants to be respected. He wants to be successful. He wants to be useful. And Laurel wants the same thing. I mean, they're like twins. But when they get together, they self-destruct. Why is that? So Hardy wants to succeed. But you see, Hardy is kind of a bully. He makes himself feel bigger by making Laurel feel smaller. So he's always, if somebody's going to knock on the door, he will push Laurel. Let me do it. And he knocks on the door. And then, of course, something lands on his head. In other words, Hardy's greatest fault or weakness is his desire to be somebody, to be successful, to be somebody, to have respect, you see. And Laurel is what you would call, in other words, Hardy is actively aggressive against Laurel, and Laurel is passively aggressive against Hardy. So when Hardy will push Laurel aside, let me do it, Laurel will passively sabotage Hardy. And so, and sometimes they get into a snit where they totally destroy themselves, or the house, you see, but all with good intentions. See, both sides have good intentions, but they go like this. So this is they are an ambiguity. They are a double bind. No matter what, a double bind. I've been writing about this all the time. Double bind is a situation where no matter what you do, it's no good. You lose. No matter how hard you succeed, you lose. No matter how good you are, you lose. No matter what you do, you lose. Double bind, you see, the double bind. Kessler, philosopher, psychologist, created that thing. And it really is the key to understanding my life, and yours too, if you can get a hold of it, is that consciousness is a double bind. Consciousness is Laurel and Hardy. So let's get back to Laurel and Hardy for a moment. So they're kind of like a seesaw. Hardy wants to be up, but he's up because Laurel is down. And so then Laurel gets up. He restores balance by sabotaging Hardy. So that way, each one is restoring balance or equality in opposite ways. So you have to look at the relationship, not what they're doing. You know, if they're destroying a house or whatever they're doing, you see. That's just the content. But what we're interested in is the pattern, is the way the relationship works in ambiguity. So that if Laurel is Hardy and Hardy is loyal. Loyal Laurel. Aha. And Hardy. I'm Hardy. So you got loyal Laurel and Hardy. And they balance, they create a balance of a double bind, which is ambiguity. In other words, what we all want, what Trump got voted on, what elected Trump, was his promise to win-win. So instead of being caught in a double bind where no matter what I do, I lose, I'm always a victim, Trump said, you follow me and I'll make you win-win. So in other words, Trump promised to remove the double bind of lose-lose by making your life win-win. No matter what I do, I win, you see. That's the art of the deal, you see. Oh, I'll vote for that. So Laurel and Hardy create a situation where they lose-lose. But you laugh. So you win. You see, when you can laugh at a situation, the laughter is winning. There's no, and I don't mean a little hee-hee, but I mean fall on the floor laughter. I mean the liberation of laughter. I mean the hee-haw that liberates you from the double bind. Now, Buddha said life is suffering. Well, I really interpret that to say life is a double bind. And so how do you get out of the double bind when everything you do is lose-lose? Well, how do you get out? How does Laurel and Hardy succeed when they counteract each other, you see? So, I'm sorry, but it just makes me laugh, you see, so that's why I'm free. So I wrote about this morning. My life is basically a series of situations that is a Laurel and Hardy routine. I'm constantly creating a situation with good intentions where I will do something inadvertently to screw it up. And now I'm caught in how in the fuck did I get here? What button did I push to get me in this fix? I had such good intentions, but now I'm all tangled up in this double bind and I got to call tech support. I got to help. I got to call for a savior to come get me out. I call my son, help, I can't get out of this. I was in one yesterday and I wrote about it. Basically, it was, but I got into a fix because I couldn't publish. I couldn't download. Suddenly, I couldn't download my live talks so I could onto the computer so I could put it into YouTube. And Facebook no longer let me do that, and so I couldn't do it. And so that created a Laurel and Hardy routine where I ended up by putting in a new a new operating system, and then the operating system didn't work, and on it went, So so on you go from one snafu to another, and it all started with good intentions. A Laurel and Hardy routine. That's what life is. Buddha says life isn't suffering, life is Laurel and Hardy. So how do you get out? Well, you have to laugh. You have to laugh when you see that there's no way out. when you see through and through that there is no win-win. It's always lose-lose. Eventually, you got maybe a temporary win, but then eventually you lose. The house always loses. If you see that through and through, you can't help but fall on the floor laughing. It's funny. It's absurd. It's ridiculous. It's a big laugh, you see. So laughter, when there's a double bind, there's ambiguity. You go wow, 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 wow. There's no way out. You either shoot yourself or you die laughing.